Welcome to the League of Women Voters Greater Rockford Candidate Forum. I am Joy Jordan, member of the Greater Rockford chapter and moderator for today's forum. The League encourages informed and active participation in government and work to influence public policy through education and advocacy. The League is a nonpartisan volunteer organization that neither supports or opposes candidates for elected office. Our goal today is to provide a virtual forum that gives candidates an opportunity to share with you their positions on key topics. The views expressed by these candidates are their own, not the views of the League. The questions asked today have been previously submitted and reviewed for clarity and appropriateness to the forum today. This is not a debate. There is no rebuttal. The candidates will be presenting a 2-minute opening statement, given 2 minutes to respond to questions, and a 2-minute closing statement. The opening statements will be by alphabetical order, the closing statement reverse alphabetical order. The responses of the candidates are being timed, and they will receive a notice for 30 seconds left on their response time and must stop after completing their sentence when their time has expired. This session is being recorded. It is copyrighted by and is the property of the League of Women Voters Greater Rockford. We will begin by having opening comments, again by alphabetical order, and you have 2 minutes for your opening statements and comments. So we will start with Mr. Wescott. You will be giving an opening statement for 2 minutes, and you may begin.
And what do you want to know in this opening statement?
Whatever you would like to tell us. It's
Okay.
up to you. This is just basically the open part of the forum where I don't have any questions and you may say whatever you would like.
Okay, well, thank you for allowing me to take this time with you and whoever else is with you along with it. And I've been in politics for 20 years. And most of that time was at the Winnebago County Housing Authority. And to this day, I'm still chairman of the board there, in which I have been for 20 years, 20 and a half now. And I'm very proud of my community service. I'm a former Sunstrand employee of 30 years there. And also I've been a local realtor, and that's really about all I have to say.
All right, well, we thank you for those opening comments. Mr. Young, you may provide us with some opening comments also.
Thank you, Joy. I want to start off by thanking the League of Women Voters for putting this together. Of course, you, the moderator, Joy, for doing this. I appreciate that. And of course, my opponent for being here as well. My name is Robert Young. I'm the president and CEO of Midwest Packaging and Container in McChesney Park, which is a manufacturing company that manufactures corrugated boxes. It's a family company that I took over about 10 years ago. And since then, we've doubled in size, created 50 new jobs in this community, added a lot of capacity as far as machinery, added a 50,000 square foot facility onto that building. A little bit about my background is that I grew up a little bit south of Rockford in Kirkland, actually. Went away for college and then came back to Rockford. And I've lived here since 2011, lived in Rockford for 9 years. I ran for Rock Valley College last year. It was the first stint in politics. It just, there was 4 openings on the board, and I felt like there were some issues that really are important to our community. And so I decided to step up. I've been involved in a lot of different organizations, nonprofit organizations, because I really care about this community. I think the most important thing about Rockford is our potential, but it needs help. It needs helping hands, and it needs people to step up. Definitely the next generation to step up and start getting more involved in what's going on here and the decisions that are going on here. And so that's what I've been doing. So I've joined several nonprofit organizations. I'm on the board of Shatter Our Silence, Next Rockford, the founding member of 100 Men Who Give a Damn for the Family Peace Center. And I'm also a director on the Rockford Chamber of Commerce. Thank you.
Thank you for those opening comments. We will now begin the segment where I will be asking you question. And then each one of you will take turns in answering that question for 2 minutes. And again, there's no right or wrong answer. These answers belong to you. So the first question that I'm going to ask you is, as a county board member, please explain 3 duties or responsibilities that go along with your position. If you can, also include how you would execute at least one of those responsibilities while you were on the board. And Mr. Wescott, we will begin with you for comments on that question.
Okay. I'm not quite sure what you want me to want to hear, but like you said, I've been on the county board since 2013, I think it was 2000, somewhere around there, and I've been able to do a lot of good. I've been part of the chairmanship of the Economic Development Committee, many other facets of the county, and I'm very proud of the service I've done in the last in those years at the county board. And I just feel that we need more. We're very bipartisan group on the county board, including, you know, both Democrats, Republicans. We all get along very well. We have great rapport with each other, the majority of it anyhow. Yes, there's been some different things going on with the former chair, or the chairman, the former chairman to be. And I was involved with those, you know, those programs that we did with him. And it just, you know, it's time for a change on the leadership of the county board. And I feel that
30 seconds, Mr. Wescott.
Thank you. I feel that in the next turnaround with a new chairman, things are going to just get better for us. Thank you.
Thank you for your response. Mr. Young, your response to the question, please.
Yes. So you asked for 3 different responsibilities for a county board member, and I think it breaks down pretty simply. I think that number 1, of course, our responsibility as a county board member would be to our citizens, the people we represent. I think that as leaders of the community and that as a county board member, you know, your first obligation is to the citizens and the people you represent, and you have to make the best decisions for them possible. You have to look out for them. You have to try to support the businesses in the district. You have to support the overall health and prosperity of the county as a whole. Secondly, I believe that we have a stewardship responsibility for good government, good leadership. That's, you know, just level-headed leadership, you know, cooperation. Some of the things that have been going on the board have been ego-driven. They've been a bit dysfunctional, and some of the things that have been going on. And so I want to bring a business professionalism to the board. I want to bring a level-headedness and a spirit of cooperation that hopefully will usher us into a new era. And then finally, seeking solutions. You know, we can't be looking forward if we're always looking back. And so seeking solutions for the county, seeking partnerships in our IGAs with our municipalities, and trying to find what's next and what's going to be the next thing that'll hopefully improve our community. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Let's talk a little bit about District 17, the district that both of you would be representing. What do you see as the significant issues in your specific district of 17, and how do you plan to address these issues? Mr. Young, we will start with you.
Yeah, I think District 17 has a lot of potential, like all the county does, frankly. I think that people are struggling right now. I think that some of the businesses are struggling. We have several great corridors, which probably need infrastructure improvements. We need economic development in District 17. And I would like to see more collaboration on both those accounts, the infrastructure and the economic development. And frankly, the people need a little more hope frankly, because it's been a little dispiriting what's going on here recently in 2020 and before. So I think specifically to District 17 is to nurture those corridors, our economic corridors, work on our infrastructure, work on our streets, and work on our byways and things like that, and provide solutions for people.
Thank you. Mr. Wescott, your answer to the question, please.
Yes, I have done a lot of between the city of Rockford and Loves Park. It's both in our district. And I have done many things with the Loves Park City Hall, mainly on the Costco building coming up. I was instrumental in helping get the infrastructure part of that through the county board for Costco. And I'm very proud of that. And I still get accolades from the city, or the Loves Park City Hall. I've got a very good rapport with our neighbors. We have a large footprint, and where the District 17 is, and I don't believe we have the problems that was just turned out from Mr. Young. So I don't see the problems there. I have very few phone calls I get, and when I do get them, I react to them right away, and they're rectified. So that's where I'm going with that.
Thank you very much for your response. The third question. In respect to the whole county, even if you differ on what your issues are in District 17, but in looking at the whole county, how do the priorities of the whole county fit in with your district, or how do they differ? And what do you see as your role in addressing the whole county issues on the county board? And we will start with you, Mr. Wescott.
I believe that we have a very inclusive district here, and in Winnebago County itself. We have a lot of good things that do go on around the area, from Roscoe, South Beloit, City of Rockford. We have a lot of good things here, and there's no reason for anybody to not think that, because there's pockets of things that need to be taken care of, and that's basically, it's the city and the county have to, they have to get conclusive to each other and do the job that way. That's where I stand on that.
Thank you. Mr. Young, your response, please.
Well, obviously probably the biggest problem that the county's facing is a budgetary one, a financial issue. Just had to raise the levy a small amount just recently. More looming problems and issues with our finances and our budget going down the line. And so finding extra revenue streams is going to be critical for the next few years. Being able to try to come up with creative ways to balance the budget and have a positive budget, have a healthy financial statement, instead of a negative one that's getting bleaker and bleaker. So I think that's something that I can provide some expertise to. Obviously as a business owner, I understand accounting and the financial outlooking and planning. So I'm looking forward to helping there. It is true that District 17 is shared by actually 3 municipalities: Rockford, Loves Park, and McChesney Park. And so the whole county has many municipalities in it. And so working together with all those municipalities and working for their individual needs is very important as a whole county, and how they all interplay together. Not to pit each municipality against each other, but work towards a common good for overall community. Because what's good for Rockton Roscoe was probably good for McChesney Park or Loves Park, and what's good for Rockford probably will benefit the rest of the municipalities as well. And so looking at the overall health of the county in general, something that I'll really focus on.
Thank you. Let's turn to another topic. Gun violence is in the news daily here in Winnebago County. What do you see as your role to reduce gun violence in your county? And what specific programs would you support? We'll start with you, Mr. Young.
Well, there's no doubt that gun violence is an issue in our county. It's gotten worse and worse this year. Obviously, some of the lockdowns and things might have had a negative effect on people and their what they're doing, or the boredom, or whatever the case may be. But I think that it's important to have an interplay with the city of Rockford and their police department, with their community policing model. Obviously, the sheriff's department is unique to Winnebago County, and so working with the county to try to take preventative measures to stop some of the violence in our community, some of our hot spots where they occur most often, would be something that I think would be very important to stop gun violence and make sure our citizens are safe. Because we have too many. We have too much gun violence. We have too much violent crime just in general. Something that I've been working on very passionately, and I mentioned in my opener, is at the Family Peace Center, the Rockford Family Peace Center. That will help out on our violent crime statistics quite a lot, because over a third of our violent crime, at least in Rockford, is from domestic violence, and I'm sure that's relevant across the whole county as well. And so finding a place where we can prevent some of that violence, perhaps before it starts, I think is something that I've been working on very, very diligently.
Thank you. Mr. Wescott, your comments about this question?
Well, I agree 100% with Mr. Young, for one. And we do have a lot of issues, domestic. And we also have a lot of things that are going on within the community that have taken some real harsh turns, as far as people running around in certain areas that they're shooting every night. It just seems like it's a never-ending battle that's going on. And I just, as far as gun violence, I don't blame the gun owner. I blame the person who stole the gun, whatever they've done, to get the ammo and the guns themselves, whatever they do with them, or however they get them. I just believe that we are in a position that we've got the new satellite type things going on in the county that are taken, when there's a gunshot taken off, that it's caught right now. And we just need more of that in our community by getting more of the police officers and stuff together and just doing the job that they've been doing, and they've done very well.
Thank you. Next question. This one can be a little complicated. What is your position on the proposition to adopt executive form of government? What is your explanation about what this means to voters? Your response, Mr. Wescott?
I'm totally against the executive form of government. We have a Winnebago County board, and the board is that's what we do. And by taking the executive form of government, I don't think it's going to do anything. I just believe in the government we've got right now as a good, solid government. And when a new chairman comes in, I think you're going to even see a better one.
Thank you. Mr. Young, your comments?
So this question has come up quite a lot, obviously, in the past few years because of the discourse and some of the things that have been going on between the current chairman and the county board. My response is pretty simple. I think that any time, if I'm elected, anytime that we're spending any time talking about the duties of the chairman, whether to gain powers or to take away powers, is not a productive use of my time or the county board's time. There are bigger issues in Winnebago County than if the chairman can vote on this or do this or block that. And I think that goes back to a core foundation and a core responsibility is good government. And what has been done over the past 4 years, I don't believe has been good government. You know, whether you like the chairman or whether you don't, I don't think it's been productive for the people of Winnebago County. And so I don't mean to take a punt on the question, but if there was something that just solidified that role and was able to make it a non-issue, that would be fine with me. I don't want to discuss the chairman's, you know, powers. I don't want to vote on the chairman's powers. So if that passes, that'd be fine with me. If it doesn't, you know, I have a job to do as a county board member as well. So I'd be happy either way, but I don't want to, I'm not interested in policing the chairman position any longer.
Thank you for your comments. One last question, and Mr. Young, you talked about this a little bit, but I will give Mr. Wescott a little bit of a time also, so I will ask the question. How would you handle any debt in the Winnebago County Board budget? And we'll start with you, Mr. Young, even though you've already talked about this a little bit, but you're certainly free to add some more detail.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, I mean, our financial situation is unfortunately getting worse and worse. We've been passing deficit budgets or very close to deficit budgets over the past few cycles. You know, it's an unfortunate reality that our revenue is declining in the county, and that's got a lot to do with our property taxes and some of the things that are going on there. But I'm interested in solutions. I mean, we could look at where the problems may lie or where they may have come from, but the most important thing is, you know, I'm a person, when I see obstacles or challenges, I want solutions and opportunities. And so I think the partnership of the land bank, you know, is a strong one that the county board has done. I think that should move our county forward in terms of blight and some of the issues we've been facing there, to obviously raise our tax base and hopefully add more revenue to our county coffers. I think also seeking solutions at the state level and maybe even the federal level is not a bad idea either. I think any kind of grants or any kind of matching funds we can receive from the state and some of our projects, I think would be a boon to the county. We're doing the work anyway. Why don't we partner with the state, like I said, or municipalities, and try to get more help there? I think there's a lot of different things we can look at. You know, obviously it's a complicated issue that is not really answerable in a 2-minute snippet, but I'm looking forward to getting to work on that.
Great. Okay. Thank you very much. Mr. Wescott, your response?
Well, I'm a grassroots person. I'm not a financial. I don't do well with finances. As far as on the county board, we do have problems, and we have done a lot of budget cuts. We've done a lot of good things this year. We just passed a budget just a couple of weeks ago, and very proud of that. We worked long hours to get it done, and we did it. As far as the some of the things you're talking about, that we have done a lot of blight reduction in this community, and we need to do more. I mean, it's an obvious thing that there's always going to be blight, but we got to have the wherewithal to get the city involved with it, along with the municipalities all around it. And once we do that, I think we can do it. It'll just get better. I believe that we have a new administrator coming in. Well, he's here now, and we've been working with him many hours, and I think things are going to get better. I really believe that, and I'm looking forward to my next term, which is a 2-year term coming up. And I believe that we can continue this the way we are right now. Thank you.
Thank you for your responses to the questions. Those are all the questions that I have. And so now we will turn to your closing statements. And you will have 2 minutes to share a closing statement with us. And again, this part of the forum is open for you to make any comments or provide any information on any additional topics that I may not have addressed, but you certainly have the 2 minutes to say whatever you would like. So at this point, we will start with Mr. Young with your closing comments. 2 minutes.
Thank you. Yeah, just in conclusion, I just want to emphasize that you know, while I appreciate Mr. Wescott's service in public service, he's done an excellent job in the Winnebago County Housing Authority. I just think it's a time for a new direction in our county, and especially District 17. I'm excited to get to work. I think I have a strong background with my manufacturing background and being a small business owner, and also philanthropy and getting involved in the community, that I kind of have a unique perspective on what the county needs, or at least can bring a new perspective to the county board. Change is difficult. Turnover is inevitable, though. Whenever you're looking at governing properties, and new perspectives, I think, can often be refreshing. And I think Winnebago County needs to kind of take a different course in terms of how we handle problems and how we attack some of our obstacles and some of our issues here in the county. And I'm ready to get to work on that. And I'm looking forward to collaborating on both sides of the aisle with getting things done, seeking collaborative solutions, and then looking long-term at what's some of the things that might be ailing our county. And I appreciate any consideration and support from the voters of District 17. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your comments. Mr. Wescott, your closing comments, please.
Yes, I'd like to talk about my service for the community. One being the Back to Blue line, and we have a lot of great police officers in this community, including Loves Park, Chesney Park, Rockford, City of Rockford area. And I do a lot of stuff for the veterans of this community. In the past year, I have handmade over 700 plaques for our local veterans at no charge to them. And I'm very proud of that service that I'm doing. And it's something that it's been a passion of mine for many years to get started. And now that I'm doing it, I can't stop doing it, and I won't stop doing it until the days that I won't be here. But I'm very proud of being part of the Winnebago County. I'm very proud of the Sheriff's Department. I have a great rapport for our public safety people, and that's something that we haven't really done enough of. I have never voted against a public service from the Sheriff's Department at all. Never once have I voted against them. I also don't vote against our trade unions and stuff. I don't go against them. They're all got, we've all got
30 seconds,
to do the
Mr.
job.
Wescott.
Okay,
30
we've all got a job to do in this community, whether you're on the county board or you're not on the county board. We have a job to do, and that's where my pride is right there. Thank you.
Thank you both for your closing comments. Thank you to the candidates, both of you, for participating today. We appreciate your time as well as your comments. This forum was brought to you by the League of Women Voters, Greater Rockford Chapter. Please exercise your right to vote on or before November 3rd. Thank you. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.